this video, we continue in a conversation about reviewing text messages. vdiscovery has built two workflows for reviewing text messages in Relativity. SMC stands for Short Message Communication, and RSMF, Relativity Short Message Format. Both of these workflows require certain pre-processing of the data. Now, one of the proprietary steps that vdiscovery does is something called conversation groupings, where we take people's names, we analyze them, and we figure out who is talking to whom to build meaningful conversations or groups of messages, so you're not just looking at chronological order of all the text messages on the phone or even across multiple phones. One of the questions comes up: what is the process that you use to group those messages together? And it deals with the algorithm that we created to perform cleanup of these names. So when we're looking at data from one phone or even multiple phones, names could appear differently. You can have different variations of phone numbers, names. Sometimes name could be name with email, name with phone number. Phone number could be with +1. It could be just one and a phone number. So there are multiple variations that could appear there. There could also be different nicknames given to people. So what our algorithm does is it finds all the unique variations of those names, and then it looks for something common in all those names. For example, a phone number, and then it strips out +1. It does a little bit of sort of a secret processing, and it groups all the messages together. Now, is it a 100% accurate solution? No. It does its best with data it's given. So if you have people, maybe one person has one name, a nickname with the email, and the other person has a full name with a phone number, those entities may not be connected together. However, our algorithm does a very good check at analyzing names and phone numbers and bringing them together. Now, one of the important reasons why you want that is if you're looking for a context around a specific text message. Let's say you're going to perform a search for a specific term. Well, when a term comes up, you want to know what was said before and what was said after. And using this conversation, you're able to bring all the messages before and after, regardless of name variations that were used to write those text messages. And that is extremely important, not just in understanding what the conversation is, but make sure you include all the messages when you have to produce them to somebody else. Another question comes up: what if I'm in the middle of review and turn out to be some names were not recognized as the same and they were separated in a different conversation? Is there something we can do about that? And absolutely, you can let project managers know, and we'll look and see why the names did not get joined to one conversation, and it's probably because they just don't have enough similar information. But we can take this process further, and we can manually analyze all the names. We can build a list of unique names in a data set and see if there are names that weren't caught by an automated system, and then we can manually join them together and rebuild conversations. And this is especially simple in the SMC workflow that we talked about before, because SMC doesn't lock you into fixed conversation groups like RSMF does. And SMC allows us to change conversation groupings almost on the fly. It's just a matter of updating the field and your conversation group changes. All right, guys, hopefully that answers the question that deals with name normalization. If you have any more questions, feel free to reach out to vdiscovery's project manager, and I will see you on the next video. Thank you for watching.